My name is Milestone, and this is the Project 5 milestone for the UATanks assignment, also the final. Alright, as you can see here, I have a main menu with buttons that move to the options, quit, and it doesn't run in the editor and such. The options menu exists and has various options such as SFX volume that you can change and music volume that you can also change, whether you want it single player, two player, how many enemies you want, how large you want it, whether it's 5x5, 6x6, whether you want a map of the day or a random map. The map, if you look at the code, is created by instantiating tiles to create the number of tiles and rows that you want based on the column number. And if we go to the map generator scene, it's the number of columns and rows is adjustable by the designer, and it has 3 different tile prefabs that it uses as source tiles that you can add, modify, create new prefabs if you want to in the future. So it's like create 5 prefabs instead of the 3. On level load, they are not present, as you can see here, but if you go here, this is a multiplayer, so they do spawn on load, and you can see have different and such. Pickups are spawnable, are able to be picked up by players and spawn after a certain amount of time, as you can see. When we picked up players, enemies, we spawn after a certain time. The script for it, they picked up, they respawn after a set amount of time, and then you can choose how much that's available in the editor of how much bonus do you want on it. If you want it to be permanent or not permanent or whatever and such, it can be permanent or X seconds. The game, for the AI tanks, I have it where depending on how many enemies you want, it takes a random number from the list that I have, which includes 4 different tanks, and the tanks, their AIs do use finite state logic to run and work and do what they do. And correctly use it. The prefabs that I have 1 tank that loops, 1 that ping pongs, 1 that flees when the enemy gets close, 1 that starts chasing when an enemy gets close, and such. And depending on when they hit certain health, they might change to flee or whatever. Let's go here. This is a URL that connects live cores with the height on both one screen. and two screen. All right. The options are saved through a save manager that saves them when it's generally when the button is pressed. So if it's when the options button is pressed, and you can choose to have them persist between levels or not by loading the save data. So it's enemy number is 4. All right, 7 back, and it started. Load save options. Then the enemy number would be is 7. The game ends when through a piece of code when a tank's destroyed, that's player 1 or player 2, it reduces this number by 1, and if it hits 0, it would load the success screen, which is the end screen, which you can choose to quit, start, all that fun stuff. The game does play sounds through the scripts, finding the game manager, taking the audio component and what number it is in the list of sounds, and then when it does an action such as die, it does tank destroy, it shoots, does the tank shoot, stuff like that. The game manager exists as a singleton that controls most of the allows easy access, list of players, all that fun stuff. It can run, so that generally means it's bug and error free. I have plenty of comments throughout my code that says what different stuff does. Some of it's different stuff does, what it's used for, how useful it is, stuff like that. It's organized between the assets, art, sound, scripts, if there's packages like that, and the hierarchy up here. And the game, I would put it in my portfolio, if nothing else, as a early development project. So you can, in the future, I can say, here's my first 3D assignment, and here's what I can do now how much I've grown between then. And I'd probably even keep adding it onto it in the future to add more stuff to it. And that should be it. Thank you for watching. Bye.